What's good, peeps? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. A busy night of boxing yesterday. I've only just caught up on yesterday's fight. Hughie Fury got the win at the Victoria Warehouse in Manchester. I might do a separate video on that, more about what next for Hughie Fury. I don't know. His opponent was shit, so I probably won't do a video on it and probably just leave it where it was. Crap fight, done, move on. Obviously a busy card in America for Matchroom with DAZN. Remember, this was supposed to be the card that Alexander Usyk made his heavyweight debut on. They done well, I think, to put this card together, considering that fallout. I kind of just thought after Usyk, they might just cancel the whole card, but they moved it, put Devin Haney as a headliner, and kind of filled it with prospects, right? They were all kind of, I mean, you're never going to make any money betting on those fights, put it that way. Everyone knew who was going to win, but regardless, they kind of made it a prospect watch more than anything. Good win for Devin Haney. Okay win for Michael Hunter. I mean, he was fighting a guy who's a former MMA guy, if I remember quite rightly. So an okay win. I thought they could have matched him a bit better, if I'm honest with you. He's been on that card, or touted to be on that card, for a while. So a better opponent, I think, would have been good for Michael Hunter. But the guy that I was more interested in seeing, even more interested than Devin Haney, was Hrgovic. A lot of people have been talking about him. A lot of people tweet me about him and what do I think. I reserved my judgment. I still kind of have reserved my judgment because yesterday didn't really tell us much. But a lot of people think that he is one of the guys in the queue to challenge those, I don't know, top 4 or 5 guys, right? So you have, let's just say we have Wilder, Fury, Joshua. I will say Dillian White. I will say Ortiz and Usyk. I still think, I know Usyk hasn't made his heavyweight debut, but I think we've seen enough at cruiserweight to put those 6, I think, in the forefront. Then we have Povetkin and Pulev after that. And then I think we have a surge of about, not even joking, I think about 15 heavyweights that are coming, right? All of them think that they can, I don't know, fight the elite guys in the next 2 or 3 years. I mean, Hrgovic thinks he can do it now. He done an interview with IFL TV saying he thinks he could beat Wilder and Joshua now. Steady on, brother. Steady on. There are a lot of guys in that queue with you that I think could beat you rather than you beat Joshua, Fury and Wilder, but that's another conversation. So I was very interested to see how this guy would perform in what his 8th professional fight. We've seen him in against the likes of Kevin Johnson. That went the distance. No shame in that. Kevin Johnson knows how to survive. He's beat up the likes of Tom Little from the UK. I think he had like 5 fights in 2018, so very, very busy. And again, I was interested in seeing what he was like. First impressions of me actually watching him, I know it was only a round, but just watching him just for that round, he's very upright and very, I think, slow in his feet. Again, I'm maybe very critical, but there is a bit of Joe Joyce with him. Very, very upright, very upright. I thought very stiff. Again, this is just me. Again, I'm only being this harsh because we are comparing him with other very good prospects out there. Efe Ajagba, Tony Yoka from France. We've got Gorman and Dubois. We've got Joe Joyce. The Americans have got a few coming as well. So I'm being this critical because people are already saying he's the next best thing. So let me compare him to those guys in that way. We know he's got punch power. I think everyone who is 6'6", 6'7", 20 stone has punch power, but he does have punch power. And look, that punch that put Corbin down, he didn't even put full force into that. He didn't even put his full leverage into that. And look, Corbin was out cold, right? I don't even know how he got up. He was out cold. And look, Corbin ain't no killer, but he's no bum either. I know people are going to say, yeah, but he's 38 and what's he done? And I agree with those sentiments and those statements. But, I mean, Corbin got this fight after how he performed against Charles Martin. He lost that fight. I think it was disqualification, but he was in that fight. He was in that fight. I didn't have him winning it, but he was in that fight. He came to fight. So, I mean, he's solid. And, I mean, Hrgovic just disposed of him like he was nothing. Right? Nothing. So he has got the power, but I don't know. I'm not uber impressed like everyone else is. I don't see much there. I'll be honest with you. I don't see much. I mean, I see a solid amateur that's now transitioning to the pros, but I think still looks a bit amateurish, if I'm honest with you. Again, this is probably me being a bit too harsh here, but I think I'm being so harsh because I think there are a lot of good prospects, right? A lot. He's 26, so there are still things that they can improve on. But if I was to compare him, for example, to someone like an Efe Ajagba, I don't know who moves a bit better, I think, for me. Not as stiff and is as powerful. I don't know. I think Ajagba could go further. I think the thing that might hold Ajagba back is just boxing IQ and boxing ability, right? He didn't have much of an amateur background like Hrgovic. But he is good. I don't know, honestly. I'm not sure when I try to compare him to the other good prospects out there, but look, he's definitely in the mix. That's what he is. He's definitely in the mix with all those prospects. And again, I don't know all of them off head, but there is about 10 to 15 very good prospects right now in the heavyweight division, and he's just one of them. I mean, look, Michael Hunter's a good example of someone that is a heavyweight prospect, because Michael Hunter's only had like 3 or 4 fights at heavyweight. Yes, Michael Hunter's a bit older, but you'd still say that Michael Hunter's a prospect. Michael Hunter, for me, would beat Hrgovic. No? Yes? What do people think? But look, I am impressed with his power. I'm not impressed with his movement, and I'm definitely not impressed by how upright he is. But look, he gets the win, a solid win. Be very interesting to see how they match him up next. It's difficult to match these guys, but it'll be interesting to see. What do you guys think of him? Am I being too harsh? Again, it's probably because I'm hearing things like the next best thing, and I'm like, whoa, I don't know about that. Again, I don't know about that. There are a lot of the next best things out there, and he's not in front of the queue for me as the next best thing. He's not. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next sort of couple of years with him, Yoka, again, Dubois, Joyce, even Hunter, to see if they do get to that world stage and what they do when they get there. And when I say world stage, I mean fighting for titles. But it'll be interesting to see. What do you guys think? Let me know. Peace.